Oh shit! They're actually making a Resident Evil 2 remake! So here's 5 things I'd like. 1. Make Claire and Leon feel more different. The only real difference between Claire and Leon in Resident Evil 2 is weapon differences and a single inventory item. If they had more differences in health, speed, mechanics, inventory, or even how they use their health items, it would do good to make their adventures feel fresh. Number 2. Make Scenario A and B go through completely different maps and remove the repetitive puzzles. In spite of the fact that Leon and Claire's journeys are supposed to be separate, they kind of do the same thing in gameplay. Go through the same areas, find the same keys, and open all the same doors. In fact, they unlock the same doors, in spite of the fact that you should really only be able to unlock a door once, unless you have the stupidity to actually relock it. With the game originally being on 2 discs, the game always felt kind of small to me by having Leon and Claire go through all the same areas. So giving Scenario B new playgrounds or monsters for the player can freshen up the experience and bring a whole new sense of scale to the game. You have a whole bunch of unused monsters from Resident Evil 0, bring them out of retirement. Number 3. Why not have Scenario A and B play differently? The Resident Evil fandom is quite a divided one, as some prefer the old style and some prefer the new style. So why not have Scenario A play in a style closer to old Resident Evil games, and have Scenario B control in a style that's closer to new Resident Evil games? Changes in mechanics are inevitable, but you can shift the focus a bit just by removing or adding certain key features. For example, Scenario A can pause the game when they're going to the inventory, whereas Scenario B might not have that option. Scenario A may have to rely on an auto-aim system, whereas Scenario B has free aim. This would actually be a good way to appease both new and old fans without having to compromise either style. Of course, then comes the trouble of contextualizing this. I don't know, maybe the puzzle character has a concussion. That would certainly explain why it feels like they can't see what's ahead. Number 4. Fix all the continuity issues in the story. A side effect of the repetitive puzzles is that the stories make less sense. How can Leon and Claire get the same key by tipping the statue in the lobby? How can they both put out a helicopter, unless it spontaneously re-catches fire? Fixing these errors can make the world feel more organic and make the player's actions feel more important. And number 5, and probably one that I don't think a lot of people have been asking for, but I think is a cool idea, Scenario C. What's Scenario C? Well, that's Scenario Co-op. Co-op kills the horror experience. There is nothing that makes a game less scary than your friend joking alongside you.
Chris, are you drunk, blind, and stupid?
Shit, but goddammit, it can be a lot of fun. Say what you will about Resident Evil 5, but when you have a buddy next to you playing, it actually is fun. And they could probably do a more refined experience, a la what they did with Desperate Escape or Lost in Nightmares. I think that actually could be really damn cool. I've already talked about how Scenario B should have completely different maps for just itself, but why not have Scenario C go through all the maps for both Scenario A and B? You could create new co-op puzzles. You can create brand new set pieces in which you and your buddy have to stave off the undead horde. And I can't be the only one to think it's an awesome idea to be chased by both William Birkin and Mr. X at the same time. This doesn't even have to be canon. They could do what Ground Zeroes did and just have an optional, obviously impossible riding section, but with much less robots. If you have your own suggestions as to what could add to the Resident Evil 2 remake, put them down in the comments. And if you're a Capcom representative taking ideas from me, fucking pay me. Thanks for watching.